Exactly what do you think you're doing? I would suggest putting the sword down before you hurt yourself. You're more likely to catch a cold out here than do me any sort of harm. You're no warrior. I thought perhaps wolves were out here rummaging, looking for shelter, but no. I found a sopping wet puppy with a torch and a short sword. Tell me, who are you? Better yet, spare me the details. Why are you here? You don't look stupid. Believe me, I have seen stupid. Worked rather closely with stupid. You don't smell stupid either. Stupid certainly has a scent. Rumors? What rumors would have brought you here, with a sword, in the rain, on a Monday? Tales of a beautiful woman in a castle. Well, that may be the greatest compliment I've received in years. Though if these rumors are started by lonely merchants after a long day of travel, I suppose pretty hair and nice collarbones could sway a man. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. Though one might wonder, what exactly had you hoped to accomplish if there was a teary-eyed maiden gazing out from one of these balconies? Comfort her with cold steel. Ah, of course. God forbid a damsel have her own, to use your words, creepy castle. She would certainly be kept in a place like this against her will by some tyrant. No, believe it or not, the last woman to call this castle home was smiling. It was much more inviting when she was here. Appearances can be deceiving. A lesson that sometimes requires learning the hard way. I don't mean to stare. I just need to be certain that if I extend you a kindness this evening, I won't have to learn this damned lesson again. Because you look harmless, but unafraid. Like a fool who would have tried to cut down whatever villain may have been lurking within the walls of this place. Even though it definitely looks like you've never swung that sword once in your life. No, I do not usually let trespassers in. And if I had as much sense as I'd like to believe I have, I would have left you out here snooping until you got bored, went home, and were torn to shreds by whatever creatures lurk on your way there. But the only mistress within these walls is loneliness. And she is so very cruel. Do you always ask these many questions? Because if you're setting a precedent, I need to mentally prepare myself. And you need to prepare yourself to not get answers to every question you may have. All I ask for is patience. And that you do not, under any circumstances, go snooping around. What would you find if you did? That's the thing. You would find nothing. You would find shadows, dust, and scars. But it would be nice to simply be able to trust someone, as foreign of a concept as that may seem to some people. Come, let's get you dried off. I'll make some tea, and we can discuss getting you back home. Uh, I... You don't know where home is. Amnesia. Well, isn't that peculiar? Peculiar indeed. Well, there is one piece of good news. Even lost people enjoy a warm cup of tea. May I take your torch? There. Follow me. What? Was who my wife? Oh. The last woman to call this castle home? No, that was my mother. Yes, she was lovely. Well, I would hope that I inherited more than her good looks, but thank you. Flattery isn't something that I'm all that accustomed to, so you'll have to forgive me for this convenient subject change. But if you'd make a mental note of this large gaping hole in my yard... Well, technically, my castle is in its yard, but... tomato, tomato. There's a great deal of knowledge down there, but it smells stuffy and there's probably mold. Definitely mold. Now, contrary to the rather menacing silhouette, the castle is more hospitable than you may think. Well, it's warm and dry, at least. No mold, probably. I'm sorry? Yes, it's just me here. Well, I inherited the castle. It didn't belong to my mother, though. The castle was my father's, but my father belonged to her. So, one way or another, it's part of my birthright. The rest of my birthright is... suffering, perhaps. Not the fun kind. If you have to ask, then you're better off not knowing what I mean by that. Now, please, come inside, and we'll get you dried off.